Okay friends, so Miss Palmer is going to show you how we're going to make the hair on our portrait pieces today. You are going to need a placemat. Under that placemat we need to make sure that there is some space from where the project hits the table. So I can push my project down a little bit so that way there's a lot of space at the top in case some parts of my paint go off. But I also have my placemat the long way, okay? So what you're going to do first, you're going to be using a paintbrush to apply the paint. This is a watercolor paintbrush. You will have some watercolors in a tray that looks like this. You're not painting on the project. We're just using the brush to put the drops of paint on. So watch how I do this. I'm going to start with my first color and I'm just going to use purple. Move it around and I'm just going to right on the top of the head because I want to start there. That's where my hairline is. I'm just going to create a little small puddle of paint. Nothing too big, okay? And then I can set this up here so it doesn't get any paint on the table. You're going to be using straws. Please don't share straws. We don't want to spread any germs. And when you're done with it, there will be a cup at your table to put it in. You want to make sure the straw is close enough to the paint, otherwise it will not move. So if I'm taking this and I'm trying to blow, it's not really going a lot that far. So I want this part to be pretty close to it. And I want to keep blowing the paint until there's no more shiny puddle left. So if I have to move my paper around so I can reach areas better, that's fine. Just be careful not to get any paint on the table. So I'm just going to keep going and building up with different colors. You can experiment with maybe making bigger areas, spreading them across differently. You can experiment with the amount of air you're blowing through the straw and see how that changes the effect you get. You'll also be able to see some of your colors mixing, which is another fun thing that can happen in this project. If there's certain colors you don't like when you're blowing your straw mixing together, then try to avoid having those touch. But notice again how I'm starting at the very hairline and I'm working my way up. See how it changes when you get very, very close to it versus not so close to that paint? It really has an impact on the action you're creating with that. Okay, so another thing we're going to do today is called splatter paint, and this is where it can get really messy. So please make sure that your paper has a lot of room above it. Using your brush, you're going to have two fingers up. You're picking a color, and very gently, you want your fingers flat this way, you're going to tap very gently with your brush close to your paper. If you're tapping too hard, you're going to end up getting it on the table and those around you. So you've got to be really careful with it. Okay, see how really slow I'm going and I'm not using a lot of strength. Now, if we had a lot of space and things covered, we could experiment with that and experiment with how hard we're pushing on our brush. But unfortunately, in our classroom, we don't have that today. So just very nice, gentle. And you want to try to, I splatter near the top more, because what happens is sometimes these splatters have a mind of their own and can end up in your face. So if you get too close to the hairline when you splatter, it can end up getting into your face, which you don't really want. Okay, so that's it for today. We have the straw, the splatter paint, and then you should have some really cool, vibrant, beautiful hair when you're done.